Good day, good day.
Hello, beautiful souls. Kimberly and David Swinson here. And we wanted to share with you a little bit about our journey and how we've been handling it.
Wanted to start off with talking about leaving Big Bear and our work in Big Bear with the Love Temple and what the Love Temple is.
Yeah.
The Love Temple is our temple of love, which we had in Big Bear, and then we moved it into a motorhome and carried that down to Mexico, and now we're back here in Phoenix heading north.
Well, when I first met David, so this is my side of the story. When I first met David, he told me that I was welcome to come to the Love Temple anytime, and I'm like, the Love Temple? I'm like, is that your house? I thought it was really funny. So yes, it was his house, but when I got there, I realized that he literally had anchored a portal of love there with all of the work that he'd done, that it was this vortex of love. And when we moved from Big Bear, interestingly enough, the day that we moved, when we got into the motorhome and we're heading to Mexico, there was a rainstorm. And it doesn't rain in Big Bear that often.
It was a drought, so it hadn't rained for quite some time, and everything was drying out. It started raining the day that we left.
Yeah, and lightning struck a tree right in the yard of the house that we were leaving. It was almost like there was some energy needing to anchor there because, we were leaving all the love that we'd shared and had there. It was leaving the mountain and they needed to anchor some energy there, so lightning struck the tree. I
studied from Robin Bradley about how to make a love portal and make a love vortex and to maintain it. And I spent a lot of time building this love vortex, this love portal in my house, and friends came by. We had all these different gatherings we called heart flow gatherings, and one of my friends was like, this is the Love Temple, and it was like, wow, yeah, it is. And we had these heart flow gatherings where everybody could come over and hang out and share food, share songs, share stories, share hugs, share music, share healing, and we just had so much amazing time and ceremonies and stuff passed through the house. It was super amazing.
Yeah. So when we got a notice to move when we were Big Bear, and during COVID there were no rentals, and David, he had started his own business. He was doing electrical contracting. He'd already had an employee, and he was doing really well. He was making a lot of money. He was really busy because everyone was upgrading their Airbnbs or houses because they were bored, had nothing else to do. So he was busy, and we were doing really well. I was just teaching some yoga classes. I wasn't working much, but I would bring him lunch every day and, support him in any way that I could, and I took care of the house. And then we got a 60-day notice to move. And we knew that there were absolutely no short-term rentals in Big Bear. Everyone was either Airbnb-ing or selling their houses with the pricing market. So we were like, what are we going to do? And I know a lot of you know that an RV showed up into our reality like within the next few days. My sister called me, asked me about a reunion. And I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do about this reunion because my brother wasn't going to go. He was backing out. He was going through divorce. And I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do. We just got a notice to move. And she's like, whoa, what about Mom and Dad's RV? We hadn't even thought of it. That hadn't even crossed our minds. We were just like, So we actually had the money to purchase the RV that my parents had just moved out of. They just bought a house and were just moving out of this RV. They were camp hosts for several years. And so we bought this RV for $20,000.
10,000 miles.
Yeah, so it had really low miles. We were super excited. We spent a lot of time and money into fixing it up. We tore out all the carpet, put in wood floors. I painted every surface of that RV. It was all dark wood, and I painted bright, vibrant colors. I painted all the walls, and it took like 3 coats of paint for every surface. It was not an easy task. And in the RV, like, it's not like painting a bedroom or a living room. There are tight corners, and I worked my ass off, really.
Love Temple 2.0.
Yeah, and it was like we put our heart and souls into this.
We had all of our friends come over. We painted Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, all along the side of it. We had friends paint feathers on with us, and it was really amazing. So
our hearts were like invested in this. It was like artwork for me. Like some people, their art is a canvas, just a piece of. This RV was my canvas, and every single aspect of it. We tore out the couch and the table and created this amazing space where we could still do yoga and, share our energy and love with others. And we really loved it. We took out the microwave and we had these really beautiful wood pieces that fit in perfectly, right in that space. And David put some shelves in. Like, he replaced all the lighting in there and upgraded all of that. Like, we probably put, how much money do you think we put into it?
Tires too.
Oh yeah, we got new tires and a new washing machine. Like, we put a lot of time, effort, and money.
7,000.
Yeah, like 7,000 or so, or I don't know. I mean, I bought a lot of things for decorating too, so maybe 8. I don't know.
In the Love Temple in Big Bear, before we moved into that, we were really getting into service. Really getting into the love service, really learning how to serve sacred ceremonies and being initiated, and really dedicating our lives to service, dedicating our lives to practicing unconditional love for all, dedicating our lives to practicing love for all, being here for all, sharing who we are with all, and helping everyone, because as we help ourselves, we help everyone. Learning how to take care of ourselves and heal ourselves, and learning how to help heal others and help others heal themselves.
Yeah.
And then we got the Love Temple 2.0.
Yeah,
we moved in, and we were planning on heading to Mexico. The plan was to head to Mexico to Nawaki, our friend's retreat center, and so we can learn his medicines and the things that he's learned really well, and he was teaching us and training us.
Yeah, so for the last year, we've spent just learning sacred medicines to help heal the people. And that was our path.
Ceremonies.
Yeah.
Every month, 5 ceremonies.
Yeah.
Of different types and
so we were going deep into learning service and all the medicines.
And going way deep into the medicine, like taking the medicine and diving into it fully with everything, so that we could be better servants to the people, dropping all of that work and all of those things that we did before into just being in service, where I could just be love. Sitting at my house when I was doing electrical on Sunday and just going, why can't I just be love, dealing with all the BS of running a corporation in an electrical business. I just want to be love, and then we got to go be love.
Yeah, well, David was doing really well. So just imagine, if you will. I mean, he'd set up this whole corporation, had an employee, his business was doing well, and then we get this definite shift in our path, and we knew that we weren't meant to stay there. That we knew as soon as the RV showed up that we were meant to go to Mexico and learn this, because I was going to go by myself. Down there and learn the Cambo and Bufo. And then the universe was like, no, both of you, go. So David, it wasn't about the money for us. We weren't all about, if we were, we would still be where we were at, and David would be doing electrical, because he was doing really well as far as money goes.
And the kids, they had moved out. They decided they wanted to live with their mother, and they had moved out by then. And the other kids, her kids, were
on their own,
in their place, and they had their spots of where they wanted to be. So we were free. We didn't need to keep that house going. We didn't need to do that.
Well, we couldn't. Oh, wait. Not only did we not need, we couldn't. We didn't have an option. There was absolutely no option for us. There were no rentals. David had only been in business for himself like a year and a half, so we financially, we couldn't have bought a home. Because when you're, an entrepreneur or whatever, they want to see at least 2 years of finances, and we didn't have that. So there was no possible way other than this path for us, and we knew it. We knew in our hearts that this was the path, that whatever you want to call it, creator, the universe, source, I don't care what you call it, but had for us. This was our path.
Here's our flow.
Yeah. Jump
in the river. This is the path. This is what you're going to do.
So then
surrendered to it.
We had been doing all these sacred medicines, and I knew about this medicine, Iboga. I had heard about it, but I guess in my mind, I thought it was just for people with really bad addictions, like to meth or, some horrible, I don't know, things like that, because I heard it can cure people with really bad addictions. But it wasn't something that I don't know what David's doing, but
I turned the sound off, and it still hadn't heard a notification. I'm like, what? I turned the sound off.
yeah.
Okay.
So, I'd heard about this medicine, but I never thought like that we needed to do it or it was anything on our path. And then someone came to Milwaukee who had done it recently, and she told me she could feel it go in and heal her body. And I just went, what? Like, this sounds amazing. When she was telling me about it. So I set an intention that if this was supposed to be in my path, that the right person would come, because I know how important it is to have someone who is, has integrity and good intentions, all of those things, that is serving the medicine to you. So I set that intention, and literally the next week we were at our favorite vegan restaurant in Mexico, Ixiom, and there's some flyers on the large shared table. There was a large shared table, and there were flyers there for Iboga, and I was like, oh my gosh. And David said, well, it's probably the guy's flyers that's sitting next to us. And I'm like, well, I don't know. They were just here on this shared table. I'm going to take one. And then the guy comes back from the bathroom and we start talking, and sure enough, they were his. And he was doing a retreat like the next week, literally the next week. And it was in San Pancho, which was only like a 45-minute drive from us. So we were like, okay. I told David right then, I said, I'm doing it. I'm going to do this. And David's not one to jump into things. He's more of like
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta think about this, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing.
What are the details? What's up?
Yeah.
But I didn't look into the medicine at all. I didn't really look into what the medicine was, or how it was, or what the ceremony was like, or what it was going to be like. I went in blind, just faith.
Yeah. So we went and did this 10-day Iboga retreat, and it was super, super powerful. Like, I could feel it detoxing my whole body. My body was like shaking. I threw up, and I've done so many plant medicines and sacred ceremonies and cleansings. I didn't think I had that much to cleanse, but I did. And there was a guy in the ceremony too with us that had Parkinson's disease. He couldn't even walk on his own. And after this 10-day retreat, which was his second 10-day retreat, but still, he could walk on his own after this retreat.
Yeah, we, my mind had never been so clear afterwards, and my body so loose, all my muscles. I know, so loose, and my mind.
I felt like I was new. I had to, I do yoga twice. I stretch a little every day, but I take a yoga class twice a week, and we walk a lot and go to the beach and swim. I feel like I was healthy, but I still had tension in my body from yoga. I mean, when I was in yoga, not from yoga, from life and all this stuff. I still felt tension in my hips, and I had and after Iboga, my body just felt new. I had no tension left, and it was just like, what? This is amazing. I have never felt this good, ever. So we really knew that this was a medicine that can help heal humanity. And so we were like, all right, and we had spent the last several years learning ayahuasca, kambo, all these things, getting initiations and mushrooms, all these plant medicines, and we were like, okay, we're ready to just give up all of this learning to go to Africa and learn Ibogas to help heal the people. And that was our intention. And then we knew my daughter, my oldest daughter, Taylor, is pregnant. She's expecting at the end of December, and I want to go be there to help her. That's I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. So this is what our path, what our plan was, to get in the RV and drive and head and take our time. We had some months,
Adventure north.
And so we got in our RV and drove. David drove really long days.
Kind of wanted to get out of Mexico. The roads are horrible.
Yeah.
And we had to get to Arizona to fix some things. The reason why we headed when we did. Why did we leave early right after Iboga? Do you want to explain that? Your accounts?
Oh, yeah. The reason why we left, Okay, so my Google accounts got hacked right after Iboga. While we were in our Iboga ceremony, they hacked into my Google accounts. They got into my bank account, so they were stealing money out of my bank. They got into my credit cards and were charging up my credit cards. They just, like, literally got my email, like, they had access to all my passwords, everything. So we were like, we couldn't deal with it in Mexico very easily. Because, you know, by then we'd had a Mexican number, and all our accounts were in these states. They couldn't call a Mexican number, and I would call and be on the phone with them. We'd get disconnected. I mean, it was a mess.
We had no access to our cards. I lost my card in the ATM when I first got there. I left it. I'm like, woo, money, and then left my card. So we've been using Kim's card and Kim's account, and then we had no cards or no account.
No access to money.
And then I found my old American Express card. So with that and with the cash I've been stashing away, just enough to get us out of Mexico.
Yeah. So luckily we had enough money, but we weren't having access to any of my credit cards or my bank account, and that's where the majority of our money was. So we're like, okay, that's a sign from the universe. It was like our notice when we got the notice to move. Like, it's time to go. So we were like, okay, we had planned on staying longer, and it was like, no, go now.
Yep.
So we left. And
it was like a year later. We had been there like a year, and then it was time to leave.
Yeah.
The same time last year that we traveled down there was the same time we were traveling back up.
Yeah, it was exactly a year. So we were heading back north, and we'd planned to stop in to see one of my friends in the Phoenix area. And I was trying to message her on Facebook, but she hadn't accepted my friend request yet. Because I think a lot of people thought that this new account that I have was hacked, because they already were my friends on Facebook with this old account that I couldn't access anymore. So really the old account's the one that got hacked. And she hadn't messaged me or anything. And I'm like, hey, you know, we were looking for a place to like just park our RV and hang out for a night before we go to Sedona.
And hit the bank on the day that we could. That was the plan.
The bank wasn't open until Tuesday because there was a holiday, and they had a bank here in Phoenix. So we're like, okay, this is perfect.
We'll
stay here and hit the bank and get all that taken care of. And then the RV was having issues. It was kind of, I don't know, you tell them about the issues with the RV.
Yeah, so once we left Tucson, it started sounding louder. Like from Tucson to Phoenix, it just started sounding louder, like it was revving at higher RPMs. Then when we got off the freeway and we're turning on the street to turn left, it went down to idle. A low oil pressure light went on, and it was struggling. And as soon as we got it to outside of her house to the address, we didn't know exactly which house hers was, so we parked it outside. And it's like, oh, I'm kind of blocking this driveway, Kim says. So I go to pull it up, and it wouldn't start.
Yeah. So we like parked, and then all of a sudden it won't even start again. Yeah,
and then we just, slept it off and hoped things would work. Then I went and changed the oil filter or the fuel filter. Then I ended up changing the oil filter. Then I ended up changing the oil, and it was still having problems. Then it was just more and more smoke rolling out the tailpipe. Then the refrigerator stopped working. I got new vents for it, for the exhaust vents. We started upgrading things that we could. We upgraded the batteries, the house batteries, the cab battery. I took it in to get it to the refrigerator repair, and it was smoking all the way, like this huge cloud of smoke. I'm like, oh crap. I'm thinking this bad gas, Mexico gas, trying to clear it out. And it turns out that, so then the mechanic was going to check it out, and I was like, okay, it's just bad gas, I'll let it run through. After I left the refrigerator repair, driving down the road, huge smoke, an officer pulls me over, and he's like, you can't be driving that on the road, you need to get off the road right now, you're going to cause an accident.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh great. Then I sit for a while, found a little place to park, sat there for a while, checked the oil, and the oil was like real low. I'm like, what the heck? I just filled it yesterday. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, it's burning oil. So then I call the mechanic across the street from the refrigerator repair guy, and he's like, yeah, I can get you in Saturday, but you have to park it, but you can't park it here. You'd have to park it on the street. It's like, I can't park it on the street. It's like, oh God. And I was like, what about Monday? He's like, yeah, you can take it here Monday, and I'll take a look at it. And then drove the few blocks, quarter mile, 5 blocks or so back to that place, and the refrigerator repair guy, awesome guy, super amazing, let me park the RV there. And then he had the mechanic across the street come and take a look at it. They pulled the spark plug and said that the oil is spitting into the chamber, the piston, it's leaking. And so that's an engine removal. The engine removal on that vehicle is huge and crazy.
Yeah.
It's a huge work. It's almost as much as we paid for it.
Yeah.
And so the engine is blown.
Yeah. And we don't have the money with all my accounts getting hacked. You know, they stole thousands of dollars out of my account. I had gotten a settlement from my work. I got a bunch of money, and it was the first time like I had a good chunk of money, and they like stole a lot of this money out of my account. And it's an investigation. I don't know if I'll get it back or not with the banks. I know I won't be liable with the credit card fraud, but the bank, you know, that's still in limbo, and it could take up to 6 months for us to retrieve the money back that we lost through this fraudulent activity.
And so my money that I saved up, the little bit that I saved up for from my work and from my business, kept putting cash away, was enough to get us
buy the RV.
To buy the RV, to get down there, to live almost a year down there. A few months before that, we started running out of money. We started getting to the point of like, okay, now what are we going to do? We were running out of money. And then Kim got her settlement for the company that didn't pay her what they were supposed to pay her.
Yeah.
And then so they were like, yay, we got that. Now we'll be able to get up to Portland as we're going with our flow and seeing where our flow is going to take us next. Our flow is going to take us to Mauritius, the island, to learn Sanskrit
and Africa.
Become Vedic priests and priestesses. And then after the Iboga, we want to go there to Africa to learn the Iboga.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh, we got enough to get up to your grandbabies coming, our grandbabies
and then we
coming.
had enough saved to get tickets to go to Mauritius and stuff. But now we were putting so much money into this. We were buying all these parts, thousands of dollars, you know, to fix the RV,
fix the generator.
We
fix
had run
the engine,
so many errands, like
fix the fans.
Yeah, we were at like parts stores every day. David had bought this stuff to like seal the top. He got 2 new vents that he installed himself in the RV, hundreds of dollars. Like we were like, this is our home. We're taking care of it, and we're going to put all this money into it and to make it nice. And then we get this news, and we had car insurance on it, but they don't cover a blown engine unless it was done in a collision or accident. So even though we had comprehensive insurance, it doesn't cover this, and we don't have the money to fix it. So we don't know what we're going to do. We don't know what the path is, but we're helping. Interestingly enough, the friend that lives in Phoenix, she's a single mom with 1 child, and she just had spinal surgery, and she's been very stressed out, hasn't had any help, and she's like not being able to do things on her own. And God, source, creator, whatever you call it, landed us here, and we have been helping her. I've been organizing her house. I gave her a massage. I've been helping her take care of her kid, doing his homework with him, making his lunch, like really helping her out because she didn't have that support.
She has a spare room, and she's been letting us use her car because she can't use it.
Yeah, she can't drive, so I'll drive her to a few appointments, and whenever we need to go to the store, we have a car, and we have a room, and we have, access. So we have a roof over our head, we have food to eat, we have everything we need.
And we always will.
And I think a lot of times, there was one day when I was really pissed about the whole hacking thing, because I was talking to my bank in Mexico, and they said more money had come through my bank after I had already reported the fraud. And I was like, what the hell? How did you guys let that happen? I already reported this. And that day I went and, we were stopped at this hotel thing with our RV, and I did drink some wine. I was pissy that day. David, he's been even better. He has not once even got angry. After he even totally installed a new fan in the RV, and then it didn't work. And he had to, go and get a new one. And you don't even understand the times we've gone to so many parts stores, talking to so many people, and it's all feels like it's been in vain, but it's not, because everything is divine and perfect all of the time. And that's the message that we really want to convey to you guys.
Yes.
That no matter how bad it looks, no matter how like frustrating and how like, oh my God, there's a reason, and it's for our infinite growth and potential. It always is. And you know, we're the only ones who judge it. Like, this shouldn't be happening, or why is this? Why is that? It just is. And you have two choices always. You can say, this sucks, this shouldn't be happening, or, you know, I have to do this, or you can say, you know what, I get to do this, and this is, you can shift your vibration and stay in joy no matter what's happened. And that, we have done that, except for me, that one little day, I was a little like, wah.
So, all is the path.
Yeah.
Everything in your life is your path. Everything in your life is a flow, and it's taking you on a flow. And all you can control is your reaction.
Yes.
So you can choose to react and get mad and get angry. You can choose to let it affect you and tear you open.
Yeah.
Or you can choose to see the positive in it, to see that there's going to be something better. There's going to be something better on our path.
Yeah.
Something is going to work out even better. It's changing and shifting. We are exactly where we're supposed to be, exactly when we're supposed to be there.
And so are you guys.
It's all the path.
Yes,
there is
everyone.
no obstacles.
Yes.
There aren't obstacles. All those things along the way weren't obstacles. On the way, we hit a pothole the size of the tire. It ate the whole tire and blew it out. And that was supposed to happen.
I called someone, I researched like tire places around where we were, where our tire blew out. Like, we were just on the side of the road. There's this huge RV, rigs going by us, like, boom, you know, like shaking the RV, and I'm like, oh my God. So I call this tire place, and I've been practicing Spanish every day for this last year on Duolingo, but I can have like little conversations, but I'm not fluent.
Conversations, kind of.
I'm like, yeah. I mean, I can tell you, you know, you look pretty, and the food is good, and you know, I can ask some questions, but I can't like have a full conversation, and so I just asked him, "Hablas inglés?" and he hung up on me. This, you know, tire center, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, what are we gonna do?" So I called.
Middle of nowhere.
I know, we
way
had
above Puerto Vallarta, way before the border,
we didn't know
halfway
we were,
up.
What city we were around. We were just on this road, like, with nothing around. So I called a friend who is bilingual, and I'm like, can you help me? This guy hung up on me, and I was trying to tell her where we were so she could call and get someone sent out. And before she could even call anyone, this guy on a motorcycle stops to help us. And just out of the blue, not expecting anything, he just comes. He didn't speak English, really.
No, we were using our
Spanish.
phone translator.
Yeah, we're like using our phone to like tell. And he went back home, got some tools, and was able to change the tire out himself. And then there was a tire center not far down the road that we were able to completely, you know, get everything
fixed. Fix the spare tire and get it tightened up.
Yeah. So, and we gave him $100, and he showed us in his wallet that he had no money, and he told us that he had two kids. Young kids. He had 2 young kids, and when we gave him the $100 US cash, that's pretty good.
That's a lot of money
for Mexico. Yeah, that was like a huge blessing for him, and he opened his wallet and showed us he had no money, and so we were totally able to bless him, you know, in us having that tire blow out. Like, it was a huge blessing for him, and like,
he prayed for us to be there. We were his angels, and he was our angel.
Yeah,
thank you, God.
And like, here, my friend Talia totally needed us. Like, she's
our angel, and we're her angel.
Yeah, like, she's totally helping us, and we're helping her, and it's perfect. It's all divine and perfect. The only thing that gets in our way is our heads, and thinking that something sucks or this shouldn't be happening. That's just our belief, and you can shift the way you view anything.
Yes, all along your path, everything along your path.
You can
say guided. Everything along your path was exactly what you needed to experience to be right here, right now, to know what you needed to know to be here right now, learning this. And we're here to share that with you, and we're here to help you and walk you through it. Please reach out to us. We are servants. We are your servant.
We love you.
We are love servant. We love you. Please reach out to us. Let's talk about your obstacles that you think. Let's talk about your problems. Let's talk about solutions. Let's talk about the path. Let's talk about the blessings. Let's talk about the miracles. Let's talk about the gratitude.
Yeah. When you have gratitude, you get more to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm. Thanks,
That's
loves.
just
Thanks,
how it
loves.
is.
Thanks,
That's
loves.
how the universe works.
That's why I'm thanking loves all the time for it all.
And I always ask the magic question, how does it get any better than this?
How does it get any better than this?
When you're following your highest joy and following your path, and things are looking, however, even if it's looking bad, how does it get any better than this? Ask that magic question and the universe will show you how it gets better than that. Because it will. I promise you, when I ask that magic question, I'm always like, it does get better. Oh, that's amazing.
And being grateful for every little thing that you do have, every little lesson that you did go through. Being grateful for everything, starting just your toes. Thanks, loves, for my toes. Getting up to your nose. Thanks, loves, to my nose. Thanks, loves, for my head, for my hair. Just thanks and loves for life. For all the little things all along the way. Being grateful, extreme gratitude, extreme gratefulness for everything. Makes it so much easier, so much better, so much more joyful, so much more healthier.
Yes, when you're angry and upset and frustrated, guess what's harming? Not anybody but yourself. Stress, anger, all of that harms our bodies and causes us to be in dis-ease, and not in ease. And that is what causes a lot of the physical ailments we have. Cancer, all these other things are caused by us, not being at ease in our body and with what is happening, because we're judging things, thinking these shouldn't be happening or whatever it is. I had someone tell me years ago, and this shifted my life and the way I looked at everything. They were there were some dishes and they said, oh yeah, I don't have to do the dishes, I get to do the dishes. And you can just shift the way you view all those little things too. I get to. We could be so frustrated right now because of the bank hacked and we went to all these stores and now we have to go and return all this stuff. We get to. We don't have to. We get
to smile and shine our lights, and we get to tell our story, and we get to change people's lives. We get to walk into those stores with the love that we radiate, changing everybody around. We get to drive all over this town to shine our love light bright. They don't even know what hit them here in Phoenix. That's bringing all that love that we've cultivated in ourselves and shine with practice over and over again. With unconditional love, self-practice to unconditional love, all practice. And it's a practice. And
we're not perfect. And nothing is, we're human. We came to experience it all, the messy and the beautiful. But the messy times help us to grow and to get stronger. And they're there for our highest good. And so start seeing it that way, that everything is here for your highest good.
And we are here for your highest good. We are servants to love. We are servants to you.
Yes.
So let us know how we can help. Let us know how we can walk you through whatever you're going through. We're here for you, and we would love to serve you. We would love to help you in any way we can. That's why we're here, and that's why we're learning all of these sacred medicines. That's why we're on this path. That's why we're on this journey. How can we help you? We love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a divine, blessed miracle on Mothership Earth, flying through space. We hope to see you, talk to you, hear from you soon. Love, 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 love,
love, love, love, love, love, love, love, love, love, love, love. We love you. We are one. I am another you. Love you. Have a blessed day.
Yay.